yo, yo. I'm here. Audrey, this biggest boss here. This is two. Check, check, check. I can't hear myself. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Can you hear me?
Yep.
I can hear you too.
Okay,
Good. Perfect. I could hear you. We're good. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, if this is your first time joining us in 2026 for a Stingers broadcast, Happy New Year. So happy to have you back. I'm Blake Saraga here with you on the call, joined by my friend Samuel Kyle with his first time on the broadcast this year. Concordia Stingers basketball is back. The women will be tipping off, and then the men will be tipping off at 4 p.m. following against the McGill Redbirds. Samuel, Concordia won on Thursday, 80 to 63 against McGill in a very, very big win to start the new year off. What do they need to do to go back-to-back this week against McGill Martlets?
Thanks, Blake. Happy to be with you today. What I'm looking for from McGill today is, can they stand up to the Stingers' bigs? Can the Stingers create enough pressure inside? They have their two twin towers, Serena Cheetah and Angela Bachelor. Can the McGill Martlets create enough pressure to hold them up? If they can, they have a chance. If they don't, I think Concordia has a great chance to go back-to-back.
And the starting lineup for the Stingers, Demi Morisseau is going to be starting for the Stingers at point guard. She had a huge game on Thursday, 17-2-2 for Concordia. She'll be joined by Victoria Lawrence, the star guard who had a breakout performance for the season. She had 26 points to go along with 5 steals, 6 assists, and 4 rebounds on a great shooting clip. Victoria Lawrence has been a stud on both ends of the floor for Concordia these past couple of years, but finally her offense starting to come together. Alice Fleming, the star shooter, joining the starting 5 today, and who else but Serena Cheetah to round it out for Concordia. The star big, 23 points to go along with 8 boards. Cheetah has been such a force this year. Then finally to round out the starting lineup, Angela Bachelor for the Stingers. For McGill, Lily Rose Shatilla starting at point guard. She'll be joined by Daniela Mabengo, Emma Jane Scotton, Christy Owike, and Emmy Bouchard. On the jump is Christy Owike. She'll be taking on Serena Cheetah. Ladies and gentlemen, we are underway here at Jean Dore Court. Concordia women's basketball looking to start the year off 2-0. Here we go. It's Concordia winning the tip. Victoria Lawrence getting it started for the Stingers. She gets the screen from Bachelor. She finds Fleming up top. Fleming looking for an option. Back to Bachelor. Bachelor to a wide open Cheetah down low, but the ball goes off a Martlet, out of bounds.
Cheetah, Morisseau, and Lawrence had 66 of the 80 points Concordia scored in the last game against McGill. They'll want to get those 3 going early.
They sure will, and here's Morisseau. Demi Morisseau looking for an option. She finds Lawrence. Victoria Lawrence spinning right, finds Cheetah down low, but the ball's ripped out of her hands. Great steal there by McGill. Here comes Mabengo. Mabengo out to Emma Jane Scotton. There's Emmy Bouchard. Bouchard pulling up for a 2, and it's true to start the game off for McGill. Here's Morisseau bringing it up for Concordia. Morisseau doesn't need the screen. She finds Fleming. Fleming gets the screen from Cheetah to Bachelor. Bachelor hand off to Morisseau. Morisseau going left. Finds Fleming for 3. Nothing there. It's wide left and out of bounds.
Alice Fleming, she started 4 games this season. They're going to need her shooting today.
They will indeed. Alice Fleming, a true sniper, usually comes off the bench for Concordia. As you said, Sam, 4 games starting this year. They're going to need a lot behind the arc from her. Morisseau down low. It's a mismatch, and there's a 3 for number 6. Rattles out. That was Emma Jane Scotton, another great shooter on the court today. Jane Scotton gets it back. Lily Rose Shatilla with the left hand, but it's no good. Great defense by Bachelor. Alice Fleming's all alone. She's waiting for an option. Fleming to Cheetah. Cheetah waiting for her guard to swing back up. There's Morisseau. Demi Morisseau gets the screen. Morisseau putting the moves on. Back to Cheetah. Cheetah for 2. No good off the back of the rim and rebounded by Christy Owike. Here's Lily Rose Shatilla. Shatilla, a fantastic player for this McGill team. Turnaround, and she draws the foul down low against Victoria Lawrence.
It's been encouraging in the early game to see McGill match up with those Stingers bigs. They are missing Emilia Diaz-Ruiz, their top rebounder, and they've been playing the season without Sienna Diggs, who had 14 rebounds the first game. She's been a huge miss for them, but they're holding their own.
The big matchup for these teams is going to be crucial. Serena Cheetah is such a force to be reckoned with for any big in the league. It seems like no matter who she matches up against, it's an instant double-double, Sam. And there she is with a big rebound. She'll hand it off to Demi Morisseau. Concordia down 3-0 so far, 2 minutes into this one. McGill has active hands, and there's Batchel against the baseline. Wild pass to Lawrence, and the ball is turned over. Here's Shatilla. Lily Rose Shatilla out to her shooter, and there's Mabengo driving left, but it won't go. Ball's off the hands of McGill. The referee will say it's Concordia basketball, and here's a substitution. Fabiola Lamour is going to check in for Batchela. There's Morisseau. Demi Morisseau to Fleming. Gets the screen from Lamour. Fleming to Lawrence. Lawrence hasn't taken a shot yet in this quarter. That's due to change soon. And there's Lawrence for three. No good. I think she heard me down there. And there's Cheetah drawing the foul, and she'll go to the line for 2 shots on Thursday. Serena Cheetah went 6 for 9 from the charity stripe.
She is not afraid of anything in the paint. She leads the RSEQ with points and rebounds for a good reason. There's no one on the court right now who has the skill to match up with her.
No, there is not. And when she's hitting her free throws at an efficient clip, it makes her one of the most dangerous players in this division. Cheetah, unfortunately, unable to get the first one to fall.
Got a little jinx going on early.
Yeah, I'm a little known for that, Samuel. You'll see that in these next couple games. Here's Cheetah for the second. And that one's good, the lucky bounce. Emma Jane Scotton on the inbound. Emmy Boucard is going to bring it up to Shatilla. Shatilla for three. No good off the back of the rim. Rebound by Lamour. Another big for this team that contributes in the board column. Demi Morisseau to Lawrence. Lawrence driving right, steps back, turns around. Looking for Fleming, can't find her. She'll give it to Lamour, who has a mismatch. Fabiola Lamour gets the ball stripped out of her hands, and they'll say it's McGill basketball.
McGill's coming it out early. They're bringing pressure. They're trapping those bigs every time they go down low. They are not afraid of those matchups.
Concordia with a big win on the road against McGill. 17-point win to start the year. McGill 6-3 this season so far. They are a very good team, but Concordia starting to heat up when it matters most here, and McGill doesn't like it. A lot of ball movement here. There's Shatilla for three. It's good. Lily Rose Shatilla getting it going for the Martlets. Here comes Morisseau.
Lily Rose Shatilla, the top scorer for the Martlets. You cannot leave her open.
Morisseau gets the screen from Cheetah, and she pulls up for two, but it's off the back of the rim. A little too much mustard on that one. And here's Shatilla. Shatilla has options. She's driving right, puts it up with the right hand, and she draws the foul. And one. Lily Rose Shatilla taking this game into her own hands, and she'll go to the line.
Concordia, known for their defense, they love to get dirty. Victoria Lawrence, she's obviously the leader of this, the mental leader of this team. She is the heart of their defense. It's going to be interesting to see how she matches up with Shatilla today.
And they'll try their best to not get Lawrence in foul trouble today. And Lily Rose Shatilla converts the and one. That's 6 unanswered points for number 2. And now Lawrence brings it up for the Stingers. Almost 4 minutes into this one. She looks for Cheetah and finds her, but Cheetah just a tough pass down low. Lamour almost got her hands on it, but too many Martlets surrounding her. Here's Shatilla one more time. Shatilla has a lot of space, puts it up with the left, but it won't go. Rebound by Cheetah, and here comes Lawrence. Victoria Lawrence has space. She's going to pull up. Instead, she'll pass it down low, and that's exactly what Cheetah wants, but she can't get the shot to fall or a foul to be called. And here's Boucard. Boucard for 2. No good. Not enough under that one. Another board for Cheetah. 4 rebounds now for number 8 so far in the first quarter. I spoke to her last week, Sam, and she said she is not done working hard this year. Speaking of which, Lamour with a great drive there. They'll say it was a travel. She wanted the foul, and it's going to be a jump ball, actually, and McGill is going to get the ball. But Cheetah was telling me how she just does not stop working. She's never satisfied. It doesn't matter if she puts up 20 and 10 every single night. As the leader of this team, as a senior, she just wants to continue to get better and better and lead this team to wins. As she goes to take a trip to the bench, she'll be replaced by a couple Stingers here. A drive by Shatilla, and she can't get that one to fall. Batchel is back on the court for Concordia. She'll be joined by Jeanette Umahosa and Yasmin Gazmi for Concordia.
Gasby, another shooter.
And there she is, Gasby looking to pull up. Instead, she drives left, puts it up with the right. No foul call, and Concordia looking to get the ball back. Lamore wants it for her team. Boucard with a great lead pass to Shatilla. Shatilla doesn't want it. There's Scotton for three. No good. Rebound by Lawrence. McGill moving the ball around to start this quarter. Lawrence doesn't need the screen. Concordia is just looking lost here on offense. Lawrence for three. And it won't fall, rattles in and out. Emma Jane Scotton with the rebound, and here's Boucard. She has Yuma Hosa on her. Boucard. Out to Simeone. Simeone driving left. She can't get it to fall, but a great offensive rebound leading to the bucket for Emmy Boucard, and that's a timeout called by Concordia. 11-1, 6 minutes into this game.
McGill has done a great job so far. They're stifling Concordia inside. They want to go inside. You've seen it every time. They want to get those entry passes going, but they've been getting hands in the passing lanes and being relentless. That timeout could have come 3 or 4 minutes earlier. The Martlets, they've just been getting so many opportunities on offense quickly because of their defense, but finally that's one that causes Coach Ruiz to call the timeout.
And can't help but notice when Serena Cheetah exits the game, McGill able to get an offensive rebound and put back the layup there for McGill. Whenever Cheetah's off the court, it's no doubt that teams on the other end are looking to take advantage, both on the offensive glass and on the defensive glass. So Cheetah's no doubt going to hop back into this game in a minute or so, would be my guess.
You know, in a game like this, she's not going to want to stay on the bench for too long. She's going to want to get back into the action. She's going to want to compete. She's going to want to help her team get that.
And that's for sure. Concordia, we'll see what they do out of this timeout. Coach Ruiz dialing it up for the Stingers. Ricky Bowles, the head coach for Concordia. The last time she was here, she wasn't too happy when Lily Rose Shatilla left the game with an injury, and Concordia was able to come out with the win. Concordia 2 wins in a row against McGill. They started off the season with a loss, but in their last 2 matchups, Concordia able to get the best out of the McGill Martlets. And Gasmy starting with the inbound. Victoria Lawrence looking to break the press with Gasmy, and they do. Lawrence has options. She had Yuma Hosa in the corner, just couldn't find her. She finds Bachelor instead. Angela Bachelor to Cheetah, who came right back into the game after the timeout. Gasmy gets the screen, driving right. She's going to look for Bachelor. Instead, she puts up the layup, but it won't fall. Rebound by Lawrence. Lawrence out to Gasmy for 3. Wide open, but she just can't convert. And who else but Cheetah on the rebound? Spins left, puts it up with the left, and she'll draw the foul and go to the line for 2.
There she is, straight back in the game, like you said, and she wants this game.
11-1. Concordia's only point tonight so far has been off a free throw by Serena Cheetah. So another chance here for her to add to her totals. She needs some help, and she needs it now. And just like her last trip to the line, the first one cannot fall for Cheetah. She'll have a chance at another right here. The second of 2 is good for Cheetah, and McGill is going to make a substitution for McGill. Mabengo is going to hop back in the game, and she'll be joined by Katie Rathwell. Rathwell gets the rebound, and she'll hand it off back to Shatilla. Shatilla coming in hot. Shatilla driving right, and it's blocked by Cheetah. Mabengo with a left-hand layup of her own, but it won't fall, and Cheetah on the rebound. She's just been doing it all for Concordia, and now the big is bringing it up for the Stingers.
She really can't do it all, like you said. Playing a little bit of the point guard position there, I guess.
You love to see it, and Victoria Lawrence rejecting both screens, and she gets the famous double screen there. And Bachelor is going to roll to the right. Gasmy up top now. She needs some help. She finds Bachelor, but again, the pass is just too strong for Concordia. Sails off the hands of Angela Bachelor, and Gasmy's going to take a trip to the bench, and she'll be replaced by Alice Fleming.
Those guards, they've really stepped up in the absence of the McGill bigs. They are not afraid to get after Bachelor and Cheetah.
Here comes Shatilla. Shatilla to Mabengo. Mabengo is thinking about it. Little jab step goes to the left. And who else but Lawrence with the steal? She's all alone now, not waiting for anybody, driving right. And she gets the foul, and she'll go to the line for 2 shots. Concordia only points they've scored so far this afternoon have been at the free throw line, Samuel. 2 points, 2 for 4 at the line, 50%, not great.
It's still encouraging to see that they're not getting complacent yet. They're not settling for the outside shots. They're making sure they're getting their chances inside.
And Lawrence keeping up with the trend here, missing the first of her 2 shots. Concordia, just not a great clip so far at the free throw line. They're free for a reason, Sam, and Concordia is just not hitting them. And here's the second. So far, the only shots that have been made so far are the second attempt at the free throw line for Concordia, and another substitution here. Katie Rathwell is going to take a trip to the bench. She'll be replaced by Laura Wells.
I tell you, you only hit half of your free throws. In a game like this, it's not going to cut it.
No, it will not. Here's Shatilla coming in hot once again. Great pass inside, and it's good. Erica Simeone in the right place at the right time, and she gets rewarded with 2. There's Morisseau. Morisseau with the screen from Bachelor. Demi Morisseau commanding the offense now. There's Jeanette Umahosa, the rookie. And just another bad pass for Concordia. Cheetah and Bachelor both had their hands up, but neither of them ended up with the ball. And a great drive by Mabengo, but better defense for Concordia. No foul is called. They'll say it goes to the Stingers. Jaden Somerville checking in now for Concordia. Can't tell who she's taking out here. It's going to be Jeanette Umahosa.
I can tell you right now, Coach Rees, he's going to have some words at halftime, at the quarter break for this team. They need to get their heads back in it now.
They really do, and they need to also break this press first. And another bad pass by Concordia. They're just doing it to themselves at this point, turning the ball over time and time again. You won't get momentum. And there's Lily Rose Shatilla driving right, and she gets the layup to fall on Morisseau. Shatilla, whenever she gets a one-on-one matchup, she's going to take it to the hole.
9 points already in this first quarter, and that's exactly what you want to see from McGill if you're Martlet.
Morisseau, great feed inside the Cheetah, and what do you know? Serena Cheetah making it work down low. That's her 4th point of the afternoon. 15-5.
Let's hope that's a mark of something to change. Let's hope that she can get going.
And we know that Demi Morisseau was recruited to Concordia to drop dimes this season. She only had 2 assists in the win, but they didn't need her to facilitate as much as they do today. They clearly need it today against that perimeter defense of the Martlets. Emma Jane Scotton driving left on Bachelor, and McGill missing the layup there. Concordia got lucky because they have no shot against the ball handlers of the Martlets today. Victoria Lawrence waiting for the screen. Asks for it on the right, she takes it. Lawrence finds Bachelor, she fakes the shot, she'll drive baseline. Going left, puts up the shot, but it won't fall, and Concordia's offensive rebounding has just not been there. Emma Jane Scotton traveled, and that'll go back to Concordia.
I tell you right now, Concordia is lucky right now. McGill, they're missing shots, they're throwing away passes, they're making silly turnovers, but Concordia is doing it to themselves as well. This game could easily be 25 or 30-5 at the moment.
Lawrence finds Morisseau on the inbound. She'll get it right back. Lawrence, the Cheetah down low, and Cheetah almost gets hit in the face there. They'll say it was a foul over the back. They'll call it on Serena Cheetah, and McGill's going to start with the ball on their own baseline.
And you see how fast those bigs get to Cheetah. As soon as they see that pass coming towards her, they trap her immediately. They do not want to let her get going because as we've seen this season, you know how good she can be.
Serena Cheetah getting doubled every time she's in the paint. It's like Calvin Johnson out there, and there's Morisseau with a 3, but it won't fall. Lawrence with a great rebound and puts it up. Victoria Lawrence looking to get the energy up for her Stingers. There's Mabengo. Mabengo, ball's flying all over the place. She manages to keep control there, looking for an option. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Less than a minute left in this game, and Concordia finally getting a steal. Here's Lawrence. She could take her time here. Concordia has a chance to get 2 buckets before this frame ends, and Lawrence puts it up. She'll draw the foul and go to the line, and you could see her begging for her team to match her energy.
She is that beating heart of this Concordia team. Her defense, that really creates that groundwork for what this Stingers team wants to be. And if she gets going, if she's showing that heart out there, her teammates are going to follow.
Concordia making a substitution here. Jeanette Umahosa is going to replace Bachelor, and Lily Rose Shatilla is going to come in from Mabengo.
The Stingers this season, 4 players have started all 7 games. Morriso, Fleming, Morriso, Cheetah, Lawrence, and Bachelor. They've started all 7 games, and it's interesting to see that the Stingers do want to get those other players going early, because if the shots aren't falling for their main starters, their stars, they need to find some offensive production elsewhere.
And last game, Victoria Lawrence was the offense, 26 points, and she knocks down 1 of 2 shots here at the free throw line. 15-8 the score. There's Katie Rathwell on their perimeter looking for Shatilla. Shatilla, ball bounces off her hands, but they'll say it was off the hands of Jaden Somerville. 27 seconds left to go in the first quarter. 15 seconds on the shot clock. There's Emmy Boucard. Boucard looking for an option. Boucard driving left, looking for a pass, but a great steal by Lawrence. Victoria Lawrence getting smothered now. 18 seconds left. Shot clock is off. Lawrence coming in hot. She has options, but she'll drive right and put the ball up, but it won't fall. McGill is going to have 10 seconds to take the last shot of this quarter. Boucard slowing it down. 4 seconds now, 3 seconds. Here's Shatilla. Shatilla with the left hand. Won't fall, but she'll draw a foul and go to the line for 2. Concordia is going to have a second to get the shot off to end the quarter. Shatilla a chance now to stretch the lead to 9.
And it's going to be a long talk at the intermission for these Stingers, but they can get back in this game. It's not an insurmountable deficit. It's still the first quarter. They have the chance, and they just need a couple shots to fall. That confidence comes. They can get things going.
And Lily Rose Shatilla only able to make 1 of those 2 shots, and it was Sarah Hans Bailey with the last second heave to end the first quarter. 16-8 is the score in favor of the McGill Martlets, just making Concordia have a really, really tough afternoon so far, causing a lot of turnovers. Samuel, what do you think Concordia has to do better in this second quarter coming up?
Well, I think that missed free throw by Shatilla at the end of the quarter, that was kind of a microcosm of the moment for the Stingers, because they've been making mistakes. They've been turning the ball over. They've been making these silly mistakes, but McGill hasn't capitalized on these opportunities. They are in this game because McGill has not taken advantage of those opportunities. They just need a couple shots to fall. They're not taking bad shots. They're doing the right things. They're getting the ball to their star players. They just need to get them in the right positions to succeed. Those shots start falling, and you know that can do wonders for a team's confidence.
Concordia looking to snatch back the momentum coming up in this second quarter. We'll be right back in just a minute for more Stingers basketball. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. If you're just joining us, we're just about to get underway in this second quarter at John Doerr Court. The Martlets against the Stingers. Right now, McGill is up by 8 points, doubling the totals of Concordia. Stingers looking to claw their way back into this one. Here comes Lawrence with a shot fake, and then it's blocked by Shatilla. Either that or Lawrence just completely whiffed on it, and a jump ball is called here by the referee. Bachelor diving on the ground there, but McGill is going to end up with it. Here comes Lily Rose Shatilla. Shatilla, 10 points in the first quarter for McGill. And here's Mabengo. Mabengo back out to Emma Jane Scotton. Scotton is going to find Rathwell. Excuse me, that's Erica Simeone. Simeone with a great pass. And there's Shatilla on the outside, 4 seconds left. Euro step, left hand, and it's good. Number 2. Just doing everything for McGill.
Shatilla, she's gotten going early. She's almost at her season average for points right now.
Yuma Hoza directing traffic, clearing out the lane for herself, and she's going to look to take on Simeone, but there's Bachelor finding Lawrence. Lawrence gets the screen. Victoria Lawrence spinning around, looking for Bachelor one more time. Bachelor for 2 to beat the shot clock, but it just rattles off the rim there. Shatilla to Boucard. Boucard stepping back, almost loses her dribble. Back to Erica Simeone. Simeone hands it off to Boucard. Simeone for 2. No good. Rebound by number 0. Demi Morisseau. Great pass to Yuma Hoza for 3. But Concordia just can't get any shots from outside to fall.
Concordia, they shot 53% in their last game from 3 against McGill. That's well above their season average. They've reverted a little bit to the norm.
And that was a heck of a finish there by Lily Rose Shatilla. Her second and 1 of the game so far. Such a tough finish. Contested layup, and she'll go to the line for another shot. Concordia has been taking good shots, like you said, Samuel, just unable to get any of them to fall. Lily Rose Shatilla just can't seem to miss this afternoon, and 21-8 the score in favor of the Martlets. Concordia just can't do anything to stop these guards when they drive in the lane. Gasby looking for an option, out to Morisseau. Morisseau driving in, reverse lay. Just not enough under that one, and it goes off the hands of a Stinger. McGill gets the ball right back. Here comes Emmy Boucard, and she finds Scotton. Scotton looking for Mabengo. Mabengo jab step. Could have been a travel, wasn't though. She'll drive in with the left, and that's another finish for McGill. And you could tell they're bringing the energy today. Concordia calling a timeout. And McGill clearly didn't sleep well Thursday night after that loss against Concordia at home. And they've come here to John Doerr Court, Samuel, and they're wreaking havoc here in the first half. 23-8, just making Concordia look silly out there.
You never know. It's always a rivalry matchup with these two teams. There's no lost love between them. And you know the Martlets they wanted to get back on the court against this team. Just a 2-day turnaround between games, and they've really come out. Their defense is aggressive today. It started with the bigs early on. They were guarding Cheetah and Bachelor super tightly, and it's extended to their guards. They are not letting them get anything on the perimeter.
And they're missing Amelia Diaz-Ruiz as well, one of their better players, a starter for McGill, and Daniela Mabengo just doing such a good job of stepping in for Diaz-Ruiz. Mabengo had 16 points on Thursday against Concordia, and now they've inserted her into the starting lineup, and she's definitely making an impact here with a great finish to lead the Concordia to call that timeout. And we'll see if the Stingers can do anything now to stop McGill. 2.5 minutes almost into this second quarter. The Stingers will go with Alice Fleming, Cheetah, Victoria Lawrence, Bachelor, and Yasmin Gasmi. They have 2 shooters in the lineup.
It's clear that they want to get those 2 going. They want to get back into this game. They're going to have to start taking some threes, and those 2 are 2 of their best volume shooters this year.
Lawrence to Cheetah. Cheetah up top. And there's Lawrence one more time, looking for Bachelor and finds her. Angela Bachelor just unable to get anything to fall tonight. Not her best performance so far in this one. There's Emmy Boucard. Boucard to Mabengo. Mabengo gets stripped, and Victoria Lawrence lays it all out to get the ball. Cheetah looking for a guard. She finds Lawrence. Victoria Lawrence 3 steals so far in the first half. She had 5 on Thursday, and like you said, the driving force, the heartbeat of this team. Cheetah on the outside looking for Bachelor again. Bachelor gets doubled. Concordia, every time they look for a big down low, McGill, such a great job at doubling them. Emma Jane Scotton hands it off to Shatilla. Lily Rose Shatilla 13 on the shot clock. Drives in with the right hand on Gasmi. They cannot stop number 2 today.
17 points already. We're only 4 minutes into this second quarter, and Lily Rose Chatilla is already over her season high.
She's on pace for 40 this afternoon. Cheetah down low, finds her positioning, puts it up and in. Serena Cheetah doing everything she can to fight the double team. She has 6 points now in this one. To Scotton. Scotton has Fleming on her, Alice Fleming. Not known to be a defender, and Mabengo just taking advantage. Looking to put up the right hand, out to Chatilla for 3. Won't fall, and who else but Cheetah on the rebound. Cheetah looking a little slow today. And another turnover for Concordia. Fleming was looking for her fellow sniper, Gasmi, and Mabengo doesn't need to pull up there. She finds Chatilla. Chatilla fakes the shot, driving in, right hand, but it won't fall. Concordia, lucky break. McGill just slicing through the interior defense like a hot knife through butter this afternoon, and a cross-court feed for Gasmi, but it won't fall. Concordia making all the right passes, but it either leads to a turnover or a missed shot.
This is a game to forget so far for Angela Batrila. It's been a tough outing for her so far.
Mabengo taking advantage of the mismatch. She'll give it back to Scotton. Emma Jane Scotton passes it. Looked like it was off a stinger, but they'll say it's going back to Concordia. And Victoria Lawrence wants her teammates to pick up the pace. Demi Morisseau is going to check in for Fleming. And McGill is going to call a timeout here, up 15, but Coach Boyles clearly has some things to talk about. Never satisfied.
Of course. Emma Jane Scotton, she's been really impressive this game. She is guarding Batrila with so much strength. As soon as you see Batrila reach for the ball, call for the ball, she's right on her back, getting her hands in those passing lanes. And without Batrila threatening on one block, the Marlets can focus more of their attention on Cheetah. Scotton, she's listed as a guard, but she's 5'9". She can match up with Batrila, and she is not afraid of that matchup. So if you can neutralize one, you can expand more energy to focus on the other, and that's what the Martlets have done so far. And that aggression on defense is really what's leading to that outside to in overall defensive.
I completely agree, Samuel. Angela Batrila has just been a ghost today. Even when she has the opportunity for a one-on-one matchup, Scotton just able to get a hand up in there. And McGill has been able to completely neutralize these bigs. They know that Concordia runs their offense through these towers of bigs that they have down low. And if you could stop those bigs, you're going to have to rely, like you said, on the guards. And when the perimeter defense is also so good, it's just tough to get anything going. McGill has just been so effective today on both ends of the floor. Lily Rose Chatilla leading the way. And Concordia a chance now to try and cut into this lead leading into the locker room halfway through this second quarter. Demi Morisseau leading the way for her team. Here comes the point guard, the rookie, to Cheetah. Cheetah looking for Fabiola Lamour and finds her. Cheetah doing a great job of looking for the cutter.
They love that big-to-big connection.
Here's Scotton. Scotton to Simeone, Katie Rathwell actually. And there's Simeone driving in on Cheetah, lowers the shoulder, shots up but no good. Cheetah creeping up on 10 rebounds in this game. Lawrence calling for the screen from Lamour, or the shift down low, and Demi Morisseau, wide open lane there, driving with the right, but can't get the angle or the shot to fall. Chatilla coming in hot. She has options. She finds Simeone down low. Simeone looking for Boucard for 3. And it's good. McGill making it rain. 28-12 now. 16-point game. Concordia looking lost. Here's Lawrence. To Lamour. Some good movement here for Concordia, looking to get themselves open. Umahosa stepping back for 2, and it's true. Jeanette Umahosa clearing out the dry spell.
Those are the shots that you're going to get when you're defending the perimeter. You're not going to get drives. When you're defending the inside so intensely, you're not going to get open looks. You're going to have to settle sometimes for those mid-range shots, those floaters, and it's encouraging to see that the Stingers so far, they're hitting them.
And And the ball's off the hands of Concordia. Here's Shatilla. Shatilla just can't connect with Katie Rathwell. And the refs say that it goes back to Concordia. Little discussion there, but the line judge didn't see anything that indicates it was off a stinger. So Lawrence on the inbound now. Here's Morisseau. Concordia, half the points of McGill so far in this game. Cheetah with a screen here, and Morisseau to Lamour. Hand off to Umahosa. Driving in with the right. She'll put it up and draw the foul and go to the line for 2 shots.
They're slowly starting to pull that paint apart a little bit, starting to get some looks, get some drives inside. A couple plays ago, Fabiola Lamour, she passed out of the post and drew her defender out of the key. That's really going to be important.
And Morisseau able to knock down the first of 2. The first stinger tonight to knock down her first free throw at their trip to the line. And Morisseau, 2 for 2. Substitution here for McGill. I like how when the player that's subbing on comes out, they hand a towel over to the person going to the bench. Mabengo in for Boucard. Mabengo to Shatilla. Shatilla fakes the shot, driving in. Great pass to the outside for Rathwell. And what do you know? McGill's ball movement leading to another big 3. Morisseau gets the screen, and she pulls up for a 3 of her own. But it won't fall. Lamour on the rebound. Back to Morisseau. Morisseau, great job at keeping the ball in her hands, and I don't know what she was doing there. Looking for a cutter or somebody on the outside, but Concordia not communicating well. Mabengo spinning and just chucking the ball up. Some sloppy play here on these last couple sequences. Morisseau looking for Lawrence. Instead gives it to Lamour. Morisseau now to Lawrence. Squaring up. Gets it right back. Finding Cheetah down low for 2, but it won't fall. She'll go to the line for 2 shots. Cheetah should have had that layup. This time she'll go to the line for 2 more chances to cut into this lead.
And you know Cheetah, she's saying in her head right now, if I can get one of these, preferably 2 of these to fall, that's 2 more points. We can cut into this lead. At this point, when you're down by this much, you can't say, we're going to get it all back in the next 10 possessions. You want to say, we're going to make this stop. We're going to make 1 basket. But, again, missing that first free throw, it's not going to help.
No, it will not. Cheetah has actually had her best season ever from the free throw line, shooting about 70% this year. For a big, that's just tremendous. But tonight, just unable to make the first of 2, but always able to make the second. Real shooters don't miss 2 in a row. Here's Scotton. Scotton to Shatilla. Shatilla going baseline. Euro stepping right into the hands of Victoria Lawrence. Lawrence will take her time, rally the troops, gets the screen she needs, pulling up for 2. But nothing under that one. 26 on Thursday, but nothing so far but active hands. Always, whether she's hitting shots or she isn't, Victoria Lawrence is always, always, always giving it 110% on defense.
It seems crazy to me that she only averages 4 steals a game, because it always seems like she averages more than that. Her hands are always in the way. She's always watching the eyes of the passer. She knows where the ball's going to go, and she puts herself in the best chance to go grab it.
I feel like the stat keepers are missing some steals there, because she is always in there, like you said, and even if she isn't the person to get the steal, she is the disruptor in that play to lead to the steal. She's the player that's swinging from side to side, clogging the lane, making sure there's no open passing lane, and getting her teammates extra steals in their stat sheet. And a timeout here, 17 points for Concordia, 31 for McGill. The second quarter almost coming to a close. Samuel, what do you think Coach Rios is going to talk about in the locker room leading up into that second half?
He's going to say that we're making silly mistakes, that I think Cheetah is going to definitely be hard. Cheetah's definitely going to be hard on herself. There are some shots in there that she would usually make that she's not herself today. And really, it's if they can get a couple more shots to fall. I've said this already, but they just need to see some shots go through the net. They're not playing badly. They are playing a good game. They want to get to their sets. They're very intentional about it. But if they miss that many shots, it's just going to be rough for them the rest of the way.
And you mentioned Cheetah not having a great game so far. She's creeping up on a double-double at halftime. And for Cheetah, that's just still not a great game.
Yeah.
It just goes to show how good she really is. Here's Scotton. Swinging it, she'll get it back. Emma Jane Scotton finds Mabengo. Mabengo to Rathwell. McGill has a very, very good shooting lineup on the floor right now, and Mabengo can't get it to fall, but another three here. And another offensive rebound for McGill. They have a small ball lineup, but it's not stopping them from reeling in all these boards. Shatilla clearing out the lane. She wants it all. She'll put it up and draw the foul. Lily Rose Shatilla getting whatever she wants here this afternoon.
I think the stat that's gonna ring a lot in the Concordia locker room is right now, Lily Rose Shatilla 17, Concordia 17.
One player almost completely outscoring your team is not something to be happy about going into the locker room. And now she's been 18 points. She's outscored Concordia, and she doesn't look like she's going to slow down. You saw her clear the lane there as soon as she saw she had some space up top, and she's going to take it to the rack every single chance she gets. But the worst part is that's not all she could do. She could also hit threes. Victoria Lawrence to Cheetah. Cheetah looking for Lamour, who puts it up. This time, no foul call. But they'll say it was off the hands of McGill, so at least Concordia gets to keep possession here. And it's usually Cheetah down low in that position, but Cheetah could also make those reads and feed the opposite big. Concordia looking to run a baseline play here, getting Cheetah that one-on-one matchup. Cheetah gets stripped and gets the rebound. This time they'll say it was a jump ball. No, they'll say it was a push.
Again, McGill, every time that Cheetah gets the ball, they are swarming her. There were 3 players on her that time. They're not just doubling, they're tripling her. And the Stingers, they haven't been able to knock down those open shots. When you double or triple their best player, you're going to get players open, and they just haven't been able to capitalize on those opportunities. That's why McGill has been able to have so much success.
And Cheetah is going to have to look to pass the ball when she gets the ball down low and sees 2 defenders on her, because that means somebody's open. McGill lacking communication here. Lawrence finds Morisseau. Morisseau to Lamour. Lamour puts it up with the left hand, and she'll get it to fall. That's her second bucket of the game. Lamour, a spark plug off the bench for Concordia, and Concordia's creeping back into this one. Mabengo doesn't want the open 3. She'll look for Boucard. Boucard's gonna take it, and she'll get it to go. Emmy Boucard, just when Concordia was down 12 points, 13 points. Now they're down 17.
It's been a tale of 2 teams from 3 this game. McGill just seems like they're hitting every shot they get, and Concordia can't seem to buy a bucket from behind the arc.
Lamour passes it to Lawrence. 4 seconds on the shot clock. She needs to put it up. Driving right, fading away. It just won't fall. Lawrence gets a rebound. What a hustle play for Victoria Lawrence, and here's a 3. But it won't fall. A rebound by Somerville. Jaden Somerville, 13 seconds on the shot clock. Out to Morisseau. 10 seconds to go. Morisseau spinning right, and she gets it to go. Demi Morisseau getting into her bag. 3 seconds to go. Here's Shatilla. 2 seconds. Lily Rose Shatilla gets the ball bounced off her foot. And McGill will have 0.6 seconds to get a shot off. Up 15 points here. A chance to extend that lead before they head into the locker room. Concordia going to get Bachelor in there for some defense. Let's see what McGill runs here. They're running a box down low, and now they're spreading out for Shatilla, but she can't get a hand on it. They'll say no, McGill Martlet touched it. So now it's going to go to Concordia. Concordia, a chance at a full court heave here.
And what would this do for their confidence going into the halftime?
It would do a lot. Here's Lawrence, and she's not even going to shoot it. And that's that for the first half of Stingers basketball here to start the new year. Concordia down 15 points going to the locker room. A lot of things to discuss before heading into that third quarter. Lily Rose Shatilla really leading the charge for the Martlets. We'll be back in 10 minutes time just to discuss that first half and what Concordia could work on in the second half. We'll be back soon. You're watching Stingers basketball. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. If you're just joining us, good afternoon and welcome to John Doerr Court. It's been a decent game so far. I can't say it's been a good one. Concordia down 36-21 against the McGill Martless. They had the win on Thursday, winning by 17 points, and now McGill is up 15 points going into the third quarter. Samuel, break it down for me. What happened in that first half?
Well, let me just read some stats for you. McGill in the first half on field goals, 43.3%. Concordia, 24.1. McGill from three-pointer in the first half, 44.4%. Concordia, 0. It's been a consistent game-long disaster for the Stingers on the shooting, and it's not like they're not creating chances for themselves. They've been unlucky on a lot of shots, but they need to scheme their best players open. They are consistently trapping Serena Cheetah, and Angela Batchel is not there to pick up the slack. They have to get their best players open in the second half because it'll be a quick game if they can't create some momentum early.
0% from three, Samuel. That is terrible. We've never seen Concordia go an entire half without making a three. We talked about it at halftime, getting your shooters open. We've seen Victoria Lawrence taking shots on the outside, but she isn't that main shooter. We need to see Alice Fleming. We need to see Yasmin Gazmi getting schemed open on the perimeter. Serena Cheetah has been doubled every single time she's been down low in the paint. So if Concordia can continue to play through Cheetah, maybe not as a scorer, maybe as a passer to set up their shooters, then maybe they could cut into this lead. Cheetah 7 points and 11 rebounds in the first half. If she just made 1 or 2 layups or made her free throws, she would have had a double-double at halftime, Samuel. That's the type of player that she is, but she can't do it alone. Concordia starting the third quarter with the ball in their hands. It's a new game. They're down 15, but they're going to have to claw their way back into this one. The third quarter make or breaks basketball games, as we know. Lawrence falling over, and they'll say it was a travel. Lawrence just lost her footing there, taking a little bit of an awkward fall and getting up a little weirdly there, but she seems all good.
They've got their starters back on the floor. Alice Fleming, that shooter that they will want to scheme open.
Emily Boucard finds Emma Jane Scotton. Scotton passes it back to Boucard. Boucard outside to Shatilla. Lily Rose Shatilla able to draw a foul, and she'll go to the line. 19 points in the first half for Lily Rose Shatilla. An absolute star for McGill.
And I know Victoria Lawrence, she missed a couple shots in the first half, but I think she's going to be angrier that she's been letting Lily Rose Shatilla get by her. Victoria Lawrence, she prides herself on defense, and this whole Concordia team as a whole does. So it's definitely going to hurt them in the fact that one of McGill's best players has 19 in the first half.
And their defense has led to offense for them this year and last year as well. This year in a better position to start the second half of the season than they've ever been. 3-4 to start the second half of the season. They haven't had a record this good in 3 years. So Concordia not in a bad spot, looking to make the playoffs again this year. They're in that 4th spot in the RSAQ, but they have the potential to reach new heights. Here's Sarah Hans-Bailey. She'll find Lawrence. Lawrence looking for an option, gets the screen from Cheetah, out to Bachelor, almost turning it over. Bachelor finds Bailey. Bailey just chucking it up to beat the shot clock, and Concordia can't pull it together to start off this third quarter.
And Bachelor, she's in her own head right now. It was not a good first half for her, but she has to get back out there because this team does rely on her so much.
In this game of runs, Concordia just unable to get their feet on the ground. Mabendo finds Shatilla. Shatilla, this time no foul call, and she'll miss a layup, something you won't see too often. There's Sarah Hans-Bailey. Bailey wants Bachelor to drive. Instead, she finds an open Fleming, but the pass was a little too high, causing Fleming to land out of bounds. And that just didn't go the way Concordia wanted it to. Fleming had a wide open three.
It's that example. They are creating for themselves. They are making the right pass. They are setting themselves up for good shots, but it's always been just something that has gone wrong.
And that it has. Shatilla trying to put the spin cycle on Concordia. The ball gets knocked out of her hands. Here's Lawrence. Victoria Lawrence guarded by Shatilla. Lawrence to Bachelor. Bachelor to Gazmi. Yasmin Gazmi a little outside her range. She'll look for Cheetah, and she'll find her. Cheetah taking off Christy Uriwe. Cheetah with the right hand off the glass. And it's good for Cheetah. 9 points to go along with her 11 rebounds so far in this game. There's Boucard. Boucard looking for an option. Finds Shatilla. Shatilla, she's been piecing up Victoria Lawrence all day, and she'll drive right again, and this time no foul call. She was leaning the shoulder, and Shatilla slow to get up. She's still on the ground. We've seen this before, and there's Cheetah down low. This time no good, and the ball bounces off the foot of a martlet, and the referee's gonna pause the play here and see if Shatilla's good to keep going, and she's like, yeah, I guess so, and she'll stay in.
She's missed 3 games so far. She missed the first 2 of McGill's games this season, and she's so important to them as their top scorer. It's gonna be rough if she starts to feel that injury.
And Cheetah with active hands to knock away the pass of Daniela Mabengo. And Shatilla's gonna take a break. They're gonna replace her with Katie Rathwell, the 5th-year guard for the Martlets. On the inbound, there's Emma Jane Scotton. Ariwe setting up Mabengo, but can't get open. It's Ariwe who's gonna collect it. Back to Scotton, and Sarah Hans-Bailey putting the clamps on her. 12 seconds on the shot clock. There's Boucard Concordia playing with some energy now. Sarah Hans-Bailey active with the hands, and you could see the bench clapping for their team, and a terrible shot goes out of bounds off the hands of Christy Ariwe, and that was all the Concordia bench causing havoc there and helping Sarah Hans-Bailey clamp up McGill.
That's the defensive energy they need in this game. They need someone who's gonna yell a little bit, to roar and pump their chest a little bit, to take pride in playing defense, because that's what it's gonna take for Concordia to get back in it.
And Gasmi just driving in on 2 defenders. That was a contested layup if I've ever seen one, and it'll go off the hands of Gasmi. And McGill's gonna get the ball back. Lily Rose Shatilla, quick break, and now she's good to go. Christy Awike is gonna take a breather, and here's Emmy Boucal bringing it up for Concordia. Sarah Hans-Bailey defending. Simeone sets a great screen for Boucard for 3, and it's Lawrence on the rebound. 3 minutes and change into this quarter, and there's Cheetah down low with the right, and it's good, letting the crowd hear it. Cheetah entering double digits in the point column.
And it's great to see her get going early.
Concordia has momentum now, down 12 points. They were down 17 at one point. Shatilla almost gets the ball knocked out of her hand. She has a mismatch for 3. Won't go. Concordia needs the board, and they get it. Lawrence snatches that one out of the air, and Concordia down 12 with a lot of momentum, and Bachelor with another bad pass. And like you said, Samuel, her head has just not been in the game today.
She was making the right pass. Gasmi was open in the corner, and again, that's a player you want to get the ball to. That's a player you want shooting those 3s, but Bachelor, it's just not been her night tonight.
Another miscommunication for Concordia. Sometimes you pass the ball to where the player is supposed to be, and they just don't end up there. Cheetah, great job at recovering down low. Simeone backing her down, but Cheetah will get the rebound. There's Lawrence calming down her team. 4 minutes into this one. Simeone and Cheetah just battling tonight. And Lawrence finding Umahosa. Umahosa, pump fake, shots up and good for number 0. 10-point game, Concordia creeping back in.
This is exactly what you wanted to see, to come out with energy in halftime. They're mad. They're mad right now. Again, this is a rivalry matchup, and they want this one bad.
Shatilla for 3. No good. Cheetah with another rebound. That's 13. Speaking of 13, number 13 is going to need to come alive in this third quarter to help Concordia get that lead back. Lawrence driving, stepping back. She'll find Cheetah. Cheetah spinning right, up with the right, but it won't fall. And a late foul call is going to send Serena Cheetah to the line for 2 shots. A chance here to cut the lead to 8.
And to see this team, again, they're coming out of halftime. They want to get the ball to Cheetah. Again, as she goes, the team goes. She's their best player, and it's been very encouraging to see, again, as she's made these plays to start the second half, the team has been stepping up as well.
She has been making the plays to start the second half, but still can't make that first free throw. Let's see if she can convert on the second. There it is. Real shooters don't miss twice. Cheetah cutting the lead 2-9, and she'll take a breather. Concordia gonna see if they could go on a little stretch run here without her and give her a rest until the end of the third quarter. Here's Emmy Boucard. Has a great defender on her in Sarah Hans-Bailey. Boucard can't even see where the ball is supposed to go. She finds Emma Jane Scotton. Scotton looking to go baseline. She goes towards the key. And Victoria Lawrence with a great steal. It's a one-on-one matchup. Lawrence driving in with the right, and she puts it up and in. 7-point game. And Coach Boyles has something to say to the Martlets as she'll call a timeout. Concordia, a third quarter to be proud of so far.
And you saw on that last play, as Victoria Lawrence was driving to the basket, Lily Rose Chatilla getting back a little gingerly on whatever injury she has. It's going to be something to watch.
And it was a 15-point game coming into the third quarter, Samuel. And I was telling you, the third quarter is where leads come and go. The third quarter is the defining quarter in a game. And Concordia erases 8 points from that 15-point deficit. And they have all the momentum here down 7. It doesn't even matter what they're down because they're bringing it to the rack against McGill and getting their players good looks.
It's easy. A lead like this is dangerous because if you're up at halftime, you go in, you get some rest, you get out of your rhythm a little bit, and it's hard to get straight back into that rhythm. If you're down at halftime like the Stingers were, you start to get fired up. You want to come out strong in that second half. McGill, they haven't shown that same fight they had in the first half.
And if there's one thing this Concordia women's basketball team has, it's energy and it's a sisterhood. We see it at the beginning of the game. We see them circling around the logo, getting hyped up before every single game. Win or lose, they still bring that energy to John Doerr Court and on the road. A big reason why this team is so close and a big reason why they're able to go on these stretch runs. So if you're the coach, if you're Coach Schwartzman right now, you're confident that your players, they're still talking, they're still getting ready to go out there. You're confident that they're going to come out and try to erase this 7-point lead. And McGill has all the pressure on them now. Here's Chatilla. Chatilla now has Umahosa 1v1. She has Mabendo there in the corner, but elects to go left. She drives, puts it up, but it won't fall. Lamore on the rebound. Here comes Concordia. Lawrence coming in hot. She's looking for Gasmy in the corner, just can't seem to find the angle. Lawrence calling for a screen. She gets it on the left side. I think it might have been a defensive 3-second violation. They're going to change the shot clock, actually. The shot clock just didn't show the right time, so they're going to reset 17 seconds on the shot clock here. There's Umahosa. Umahosa driving right, going left, finds Lamore down low for 2. 5-point game now. McGill can't seem to find an answer to Concordia's offense and can't seem to stop them down low. Here's Chatilla. Chatilla to Mabendo. Mabendo couldn't connect with Rathwell, and Lawrence with some active hands. That goes off the legs of Mabendo, but the referee didn't see it. We could see it all the way from up here. Lawrence pleading with the referee, but it was the baseline ref that made the call, not the sideline ref.
And with Angela Battrell struggling a little bit in this game, it's been Fabiola Lamore who has stepped up, playing that second big role next to Cheetah. She's been really impressive so far.
And she's played fantastic. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. McGill gets bailed out, and they get another 14 seconds to make something happen. 6 minutes into this third quarter, they get to set up under Concordia's basket. This is a brand new ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Concordia doing everything right. And Sarah Hans-Bailey with active hands. Mabendo finds Chatilla. Chatilla has a mismatch. They'll say it was a loose ball foul, off-ball foul on Jeanette Umahosa. She was backing down what looked like Erica Simeone down there. And she'll take a breather. McGill, another reset, 14 seconds now. They'll set up one more time under Concordia's basket. Chatilla finds a wide open Katie Rathwell for 3, and it's good. When you get that many opportunities to set up your play under the basket, you're gonna have to convert it when you get the open look, and boy, was she open.
There are going to be runs in this game. Concordia knows that McGill is going to make baskets, but they just can't stay in those moments. They have to get back in their rhythm.
And Gasmy was open, but Lamore just couldn't find her. Cheetah was supposed to be the recipient of that pass, but doubled before she could even get the ball in her hands. Here's Katie Rathwell. One more time, she finds a Lily Rose Shatilla. Shatilla back to Rathwell. She fakes the shot, jab step, out to number 2 for 3. Won't go, rebound Lawrence. Lawrence doing her work on the defensive side of the ball when it comes to rebounding this afternoon. She finds Sarah Hans Bailey. Bailey driving in, she finds Cheetah for 2. But just unlucky bounces there on the rim, and Shatilla is gonna get that board. Shatilla gets the screen from Simeone, but wasn't that effective. Mabendo couldn't believe she was that wide open. Ball bounces off the back of the rim, and Lawrence has it again. Lawrence almost losing control. She gets it right back. Gasmy pleading for the ball. She was wide open again, but it's Hans Bailey for 3. You don't see her take that shot too often. Concordia unable to get the ball into the hands of their shooters this afternoon.
You see over on the sideline, it's going to be Demi Morisseau and Alice Fleming coming in at the next substitution. That is a clear sign that the Stingers want to get their shooting going.
And another great rebound by Lamore. Concordia's defensive rebounding has been outstanding so far in this second half. Cheetah with a chance to go baseline. Instead, she looks for Bailey. Bailey looking for Lamore and finds her. Lamore with the right hand. Number 11 doing it all for Concordia defensively on the boards and now scoring. 8 points for her so far in this game. 5-point game. There's Shatilla driving left, spinning right, floater, and it's good. 7-point game, just like it was a few minutes ago. Going back and forth, these two teams are now. Lawrence finds Lamore. Lamore looking for Gasmy, but Gasmy's not open this time. Back to Lawrence. Lawrence looking for a big. Cheetah's so tired, battling with 2 bigs at a time. Every single time she's looking to get the ball. This time it's a 1v1. Cheetah going down low, and it's good to beat the shot clock. Serena Cheetah, 14 points. Lily Rose Shatilla waiting for Rathwell. She's not open. Shatilla's driving left, spinning right. Shatilla with a right-hand scoop, and she got bailed out, drawing the foul. She'll go to the line for 2.
And here comes that substitution, bringing on 2 shooters, again, in Morisseau and Fleming, and they'll bring back on Angela Bachelor. I assume to give Cheetah some rest, because Lamore, she's been playing incredibly well in this third quarter.
Lily Rose Shatilla, 22 points, just been carving up this Concordia defense so far. Making things happen for the Martlets, and she makes the first of 2 shots at the line.
Bachelor will come in for Lamore. I misspoke. It'll be Lamore on the bench and Cheetah and Bachelor as the 2 bigs again.
Shatilla makes 2 of 2 at the free throw line, and she'll go take a well-deserved break. 24 points so far in this game for number 2. She had 17 points halfway through the second quarter there. On pace for a big, big outing. There's Lawrence. Lawrence doesn't want the screen. She finds Morisseau. Morisseau back to Lawrence. Lawrence, 8 seconds on the shot clock, gets the screen from Bachelor. Lawrence driving right. Right-hand layup, but not enough touch on that one, and referee will say it's a jump ball. 50 seconds to go in this third quarter. 7-point game, it remains. Amy Boucard on the inbound.
And the Stingers, they've started to make some of the shots that they were missing in the first half. They've been, again, creating opportunities for themselves and putting themselves in good positions. Now they just need to close it out.
Concordia making shots, but I believe they still haven't made a 3. And they'll say it's a foul behind the arc, and they'll give it to Serena Cheetah. That was Laura Wells on the shot, able to draw contact, and that's 3 freebies now for McGill. Just when Concordia was clawing their way back in, McGill with 3 shots. Laura Wells, though, can't get the first one to go. That was her first shot of the game. She is not warmed up yet, but still.
And you saw how animated Cheetah was after that foul. She's going to say after that first one, ball don't lie.
And Cheetah, you don't see her get in foul trouble too often. She's a very, very disciplined player. That was her first foul of the game. Playing the big position, that's actually really, really impressive, only having 1 foul 3 quarters in. And Wells able to make 2 of 3 there. It's a 9-point game. Here's Fleming. Fleming to Bachelor. Bachelor, Cheetah able to get that pass, and she puts it up for a layup, but she can't get it to fall. Cheetah and Bachelor looking to put the pressure on, pressing the Martlets. And now they have an opportunity here. Boucard couldn't drive left, and she finds Christy Awike, and now Cheetah and her Stingers a chance to close this third quarter with a bucket. Here's Lawrence, Victoria Lawrence, 4 seconds on the shot clock, spinning right, going right with the right hand, but can't get it to fall, and that's the end of the third. Concordia played a great quarter. They were down 15 going into the third. Now they're down 9. They were down 5 at one point, Samuel. Really doing a good job of putting the pressure on McGill, but McGill able to just close out that last minute and a half there with some really good defense.
And again, it's going to be a game of runs. Concordia, they know that McGill, they're going to get some shots, they're going to make some plays, but it's going to be very encouraging for them knowing that they cut this lead down by a good margin. Now they're going to say, okay, we have one more quarter, we got to close it out. We've already cut it down. Let's go just get a couple more possessions. They know they can get stops. They know they can lock this team down.
And the fourth quarter coming up in just a minute and a half here. Concordia is going to have to step up if they're going to erase this deficit and come home with back-to-back wins against the Marlets. We'll be right back with more Stingers basketball. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. If you're just joining us, good afternoon and welcome to John Doerr Court. We're right about to begin the fourth quarter of this game. Concordia down 9, and it's Lily Rose Shatilla at the free throw line. That shot comes off a technical foul, credited to Victoria Lawrence. At the end of that third quarter, she was not happy with the no foul call. She was looking to beat the buzzer, and the referee giving a free shot to the Martlets. Lily Rose Shatilla not able to convert, and here comes Concordia. Final quarter of play for these two teams. It's been a game of runs so far in this one, and here's Fleming. Fleming just unable to get her feet set. This team's been looking to set her up, and Lawrence, another missed three for her. Concordia just can't get their shooters in the right spots. They're making the right plays like you've been saying, Samuel, but it's just the angle of that pass was a bit too far. Fleming couldn't get her feet set.
It's been a much more balanced attack for Concordia. They do rely on their stars quite a lot. Again, Cheetah having a great game, but Bachelor and Lawrence lacking in the scoring column for them at the moment. It's come from other places.
Mabendo with the scoop, but she couldn't score. And Cheetah with another rebound on the defensive side, and they'll say it was a jump ball, but they'll give it to McGill. Cheetah with 14 points and 15 plus rebounds in this game, but it hasn't been enough so far for Concordia. Emma Jane Scotton looking for Shatilla. Shatilla took a couple extra steps there, but no call. Shatilla for three, but it won't go. Lawrence with a rebound.
What I love about Victoria Lawrence so far is that she's calmed the offense down. This moment has never gotten out of hand for the Stingers. She wants to make sure that they are focused when they get the ball back.
Speaking of which, Victoria Lawrence turns the ball over, and she's making the right passes all night, but Concordia just can't get it going, and they're lucky McGill keeps missing their open layups. The score could be a lot worse. Here's Fleming for three, but I think Emma Jane Scotton got a piece of that. Concordia has not made a three all game. Emmy Boucard has Demi Morisseau on her. Demi Morisseau hasn't been too effective so far in this game. She was great a couple days ago, but McGill obviously had things to talk about. And a big three for Emma Jane Scotton.
That's a tough way.
And that's a 12-point game. Concordia timeout.
Yeah, it's a tough way to start this quarter for Concordia. They had so much momentum at the end of in that third quarter. It did start to get a little bit. McGill did start to go on a little bit of a run at the end of that third quarter, and it seems like they've continued that energy into the fourth.
McGill just answering the call whenever they get a chance. They're calm, cool, collected. They're making good plays, and Ricky Bowles has been calling timeouts at just the right times, looking to discuss things with their team. Every single time Concordia seems to get momentum, McGill able to claw their way back into it and extend that lead again. Concordia, though, just can't get those open threes, and that's been the story. Basketball today is a game of making shots, and if you can't make shots from behind the arc, you're not going to win basketball games. I don't even remember the last time I've heard a team win a basketball game without making a three, Samuel.
And it showed in that last game against McGill. Again, they shot 53.3% from three against the Martlets the last time out 2 days ago. That's a big reason why they won that game. And again, 0% from three, and it's going to be tough for them to come back if they can't hit a shot.
And we've seen players like Alice Fleming go off for 10 threes in a game. You know that she has what it takes. We just have to scheme her open, and Concordia did that a lot last year. They did it a lot at the beginning of this year, but McGill has just been all over it today. Cheetah on the baseline. She finds Bachelor for three. Fleming was wide open. Bachelor elected to take it on her own. The shot was there, but she just couldn't get it to fall. Scotton with a handoff to Shatilla. Shatilla driving left, spinning right. Shatilla driving right now, looking for contact, spinning again, and she'll put up a shot. Shatilla not afraid to take on Demi Morisseau tonight. Bachelor finds Morisseau. Morisseau calling for some movement here. They're looking to get their shooter open, but Mabendo is all over it, and Morisseau had the layup. She was looking for Cheetah. Instead, she gives it away to McGill. Here's Shatilla. Shatilla has a lot of options here. Boucard didn't want it. Gave it to Scotton. Scotton going left. Puts the shot up, but it's blocked. Bachelor making an impact here in the fourth quarter. Here's Morisseau now. Morisseau for three, but it won't fall. Cheetah gets a hand on it. And they'll call a foul on Serena Cheetah. Lily Rose Shatilla, great job there at selling the call. Cheetah just got a hand there on the ball, but Shatilla wasn't willing to give it up.
And you can see Alice Fleming every time Concordia gets a rebound. She's sprinting down the court, getting in the corner, trying to give their passers, their playmakers, some option, some outlet to start making a little bit of a run.
And unfortunately for Fleming, it's not that she's played bad today. She just hasn't had the opportunity. And you got to get your shooters open, as we've been saying all game. Katie Rathwell taking on Lamore. Off to Boucard. Boucard for two. That's a deep one, and she gets it to fall for McGill. 50-36, 14-point game. The lead has doubled since the end of that third quarter. And a substitution here for McGill. Christy Owike is going to hop in the game for Simeone. It was Simeone on the foul, and Concordia is going to set up under McGill's basket.
That was the third foul on Simeone. He's going to take a breather.
Umahosa passes it to Morisseau. Morisseau knocking Umahosa out of the air, and for three, it's Fleming. And they'll get a foul. Fleming's going to go to the line for three shots. Alice Fleming finally gets a wide open shot. Three of them now at the line.
And you know that if her free throw shooting this time continues the same way that Concordia's has throughout this game, it's going to be rough.
If she could knock down all three of these shots while simultaneously giving her team a little bit of a breather here, that'll be huge for Concordia. And the first one just can't get in there. And I told you beginning of the game, I have jinxed some shots so far this season, but that has not been my intention. And here's Fleming for the second. And it's good.
No one would blame you on that one. It seems like it's been a game-long issue for these Stingers. That first one, they just can't get it to fall.
Nope. Fleming able to go 2 for 3 at the line. We'll take it, and so will Concordia. 50-38 here, 12-point game. Lily Rose Shatilla finds Scotton. Scotton back to Shatilla. Shatilla had a cutter in Rathwell. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Back to Shatilla. Shatilla taking her time now. And there's a shot for Boucard. Won't go. Cheetah might end this game with 20 rebounds, but it won't mean much if Concordia doesn't get back into this game. Cheetah driving in. Cutting in, excuse me, but nothing's there for Fabiola Lamour. Lamour spinning. Puts it up with the left. And that goes off the hands of McGill. Concordia, 14 seconds now, 4 minutes into this last frame.
And how many times today have we seen the Stingers either scheme a player open underneath the basket or have a player like Lamour just then make a great move to get herself open underneath the basket and then just miss that open layup?
There's Lawrence up top. Lawrence looking for Fleming. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Concordia has to get open. And McGill just doing a great job at getting in front of Cheetah. It's like they have a safety looking out for Serena Cheetah whenever she's about to get the ball. And Lily Rose Shatilla able to get that one to go. Sweet finish there for number 2. 26 points in this one so far. Not afraid of Serena Cheetah. Lawrence driving left, lowers the shoulder, puts it up, and they'll say it was on the offense. Victoria Lawrence lowering the shoulder, but it was too much contact. And they'll call a charge. And Concordia will call a timeout. They have some things to discuss. McGill up 14 points here. Concordia's chances of getting back into this game are looking slimmer and slimmer.
I just saw at the on the sideline, Yasmin Gazmi is the player coming in on the substitution for the Stingers, but it looked like she was coming in for Alice Fleming, and that's a decision I don't really understand because you do want in these situations to have multiple shooters on the floor, and those statistically are 2 of their best volume shooters. It would make sense to have them both as outlets, and at the moment it seems like they're just going to have one of them on the court to start this, to get back underway.
That's a good point. It would make sense to have each situated in one corner on each side of the court and then have McGill pick and choose who they want to cover based off what side Concordia is driving on. But McGill just reading Concordia's offense like a book tonight. Serena Cheetah has played an outstanding game considering how she's been covered today.
Of course, and yeah, and it's not like Gazmi and Fleming haven't been trying to get open. They've been screaming for the ball every time. They've been clapping for it every time they get open on the wings. They want to help the team get back in this game, and they're going to be looking for those opportunities even more now that we're in the situation with 5.5 minutes left.
And Concordia here is not going to start with the ball. It's McGill basketball after the timeout.
And both Gazmi and Fleming are off the floor. 3 bigs on the floor, Lamour, Cheetah, and Bachelor for the Stingers.
Very interesting here for Concordia. Lily Rose Shatilla finds Scotton. Scotton has a wide open Boucard. Boucard down low, passes it baseline. Cheetah got a hand in there, but took a little misstep, and she couldn't get her feet to stay in bounds while she tried to collect that ball.
And those 3 bigs, again, Cheetah, Lamour, Bachelor, they are bigs, but they can guard on the perimeter like we're seeing with Lamour right here. They are fast. They can get their hands in the passing lanes.
Shatilla to beat the shot clock, but it won't go, and there's a 3 for Rathwell. She elects to drive instead, puts the shot up, and she'll draw a foul. That shot was nowhere close, but she'll go to the line for 2 shots. That was on Serena Cheetah. It's her 3rd foul of the game. Concordia making some noise for Rathwell. And the first shot won't fall for number 22.
3rd foul on Cheetah. Also to keep an eye on, Yuma Hosa has 4 fouls, and Lawrence has 3.
Not a good look for Concordia as Katie Rathwell makes her 2nd of 2 shots at the line. There's Victoria Lawrence. We're officially halfway through this 4th quarter, ladies and gentlemen. It is a 15-point game. McGill looking to start the new year off 1-1. Yuma Hosa driving baseline, reverse lay, and she'll get it to fall. Cutting the lead to 13. Emmy Boucard. Wide open there. She's driving, finds a wide open Christy Oike, but she whiffs on that layup. Couldn't believe that there was nobody there to guard her. There's Lawrence. Yuma Hosa finds Lamore, but too much heat on that pass. Didn't need to do all that.
And it seems like McGill has realized that with those three bigs on the floor, they can focus even more attention on the paint.
And that shot was nowhere close for McGill, but they get it right back off the offensive rebound. There's Emma Jane Scotton. Scotton has a lot of time. Concordia failing to put pressure on the ball handlers, and Cheetah got a hand in there, and that's her fourth foul. She had a hand on the ball, but Lily Rose Chatilla is great at drawing fouls.
And she's been beat up this game. We saw earlier she went down with a little knock, but she's been not afraid of contact even after that injury. She is just fighting her way for every chance she can get.
Yeah, she's been fantastic so far this afternoon. 26 points. Emmy Boucard's going to go take a seat, and she'll be replaced by Erica Simeone. First shot is good for Chatilla. 27 points on the night for her. We said she was on 40-point watch. 30 looks more realistic right now for her. And the second one is good. Chatilla, 2 for 2 at the line. 28 points now.
And McGill's lead back up to 15. That was the lead they had at halftime.
Here's Lawrence. Lamore hands it off to Yuma Hosa. Yuma Hosa finds Bachelor for 2, but she can't get it to fall, but this time she'll go to the line.
And those, again, those are the shots you would want to get Bachelor, because, again, those are shots that she would usually make, but this isn't a usual game for her. Usually we'd look up at the box score and see that she'd have way more points than she does. 0 points on the night for her.
And she finally breaks the ice. Bachelor gets her first shot at the line to fall. It's always nice as a shooter to see that ball go through the net. Second one is up and good for Angela Bachelor. It's back to a 13-point game. Concordia needs a lot more than that if they're going to claw their way back into this one. Chatilla finds Rathwell. McGill has a great lineup full of shooters in at the end of the game here. You'd think they'd have their bigs in for more defense, but no. They have 2 bigs in Simeone and Enrique, and then 3 shooters on the perimeter. There's Chatilla for 3. Won't fall. Rebound by Simeone. Simeone back to Chatilla. 10 seconds on the shot clock. There's a mismatch for number 2. Driving in strong is Jane Scotton. And it's good for McGill.
And that's the issue with the lineup for Concordia right now. With 3 bigs, you'd hope that they have the strength to out-rebound and not let up those second chances, but it hasn't been the case. Bachelor, Lamore, Cheetah, they're still giving up those chances.
And Lawrence is true from downtown. The first 3 of the game for Concordia, believe it or not. With 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter, Concordia hits their first 3 of the game. Too little, too late for Victoria Lawrence. And Chatilla driving with the right. Gets it to fall, no foul, but she doesn't need it. That's a 30-piece for Lily Rose Chatilla and her McGill Martlets. Looking like they're gonna end this game with a win. Victoria Lawrence draws the foul though for Concordia, and she's not done fighting.
Victoria Lawrence, I know she would have liked to have that one a little bit earlier. And it's gonna be tough for these Stingers to go into this after such a good game against McGill 2 days ago. It's gonna be rough to fall back to earth a little bit after this one.
And Victoria Lawrence's first shot is good. Let's see if she can make the second. Concordia's next home game is going to be in a week from today, next Saturday, tipping off at 2 p.m. against the Laval Rouge et Or. There's Chatilla. 2 minutes and change left in this game. Chatilla with 30, nothing left to prove. But Coach Bowles is going to want to keep her star players on to really ice this game. There's Chatilla for 3, nothing there. She had to beat the shot clock. Here's Lawrence. Lawrence finds Bachelor. Bachelor with the left hand, but she had better options. Doesn't matter, she gets another 2 shots. Bachelor so far perfect at the line. Her only makes so far have been at the charity stripe.
You you talked about the game next week against Laval. Laval, the Rougeots at the top of the RSEQ standings. Their only loss is to this McGill team. They have been very strong this year.
Laval has always been at the top of the RSAQ, and Concordia always been towards the bottom. We've seen some great games between these two teams, and next week on Saturday, Concordia a chance to defend their home court. Tonight, they weren't successful in doing so. Although the game isn't over, we have yet to see Concordia go on a run that amounts to 11 points. We've seen them within 7 points, but so far, there's nothing to indicate that Concordia will be coming back in this one. Chatilla has Jaden Somerville on her now. Somerville, known to be a very good defender, is going to force her left. Katie Rathwell back to Chatilla. Chatilla finds Scotton to Mabengo. Mabengo driving on the left side. Tough finish. Tough lay, but it won't go. And Lawrence has the ball now. 1.5 minutes left to go in this one. Cheetah looking for positioning, but she's still able to get it despite the double team. Ball gets knocked out of her hands, and it's a jump ball. This one should go to Concordia. 1 minute 20 left to go, 11-point game.
And McGill, again, you mentioned Chatilla still on the floor for McGill, and they are not done fighting yet. You saw Mbengo go on the floor, scrapping for that ball. They are pushing into the paint, opening up that key, still pushing for shots.
And Coach Bowles, you see the energy that she comes with every single time we've seen her at John Doerr Court. Today is no exception to that. She's always angry whether they're up or whether they're down. She wants to see her team reach the heights that she knows that they can. 6-3 so far to start the season, looking to end this game at 7-3. They have something to prove this year, and second place in the RSAQ at this moment.
They do, and Concordia snapped a 5-game winning streak that McGill was on in that game on Thursday, and so McGill, they knew they wanted to come back in here and prove themselves that they are the second best team in the conference right now.
And they've done exactly that so far, Samuel. McGill, everything going right, whether it's shooting on the outside when it matters most, causing turnovers. Concordia has also had their fair share of missed shots, so that's also played a big factor in the game today. So McGill has gotten a little lucky, but McGill's also missed a bunch of wide open layups. This lead could easily be double what it is right now.
I think Coach Bowles is going to have some things to talk about in the locker room. It's strange to say that after a win like this, but they haven't played at their best, and that is scary for the rest of the RSEQ, because if the Martlets can play like this and beat a good team like Concordia, how good can they be?
And games like this show you how important it is to have a stud like Lily Rose Chatilla with the ability to drop 30 and making it look easy. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Bachelor didn't need to take that one. And it's no good. Here comes Chatilla. 1 minute left to go. McGill not looking to dribble out this clock.
Starters still in for both teams.
There's Scotton back to Chatilla. Chatilla finds Mabengo. Mabengo, left side drive. Lawrence got a hand on it, but Mabengo still able to get a shot off. Rebound by Bachelor. 50 seconds left to go here. Lawrence driving on the right. Spinning left. Lawrence will put it up. But the unfriendly bounce, and we've seen Concordia just drive and take these shots without looking to the outlet, looking to the corner. Their passing just has not been up to par with McGill today. There's Mabengo finding Scotton. Scotton on the left side. 20 seconds left, and that's that, ladies and gentlemen. It's a ball game. Chatilla puts up the shot, and it's an and one. That's been the story for Lily Rose Chatilla. 32 points, a chance to end at 33, her third and one of the afternoon. Just making these shots at will, and she'll get the win here today for her McGill Martlets.
They could not stop Lily Rose Chatilla today. The Stingers, they pride themselves on defense, and this is going to be a game they look back on because McGill missed so many opportunities, and they are going to kick themselves for letting Lily Rose Chatilla get hot.
And Chatilla is going to go take a well-deserved rest. Coach Bowles had her in there until she was sure the game was over. It's going to be a 14-point win unless Concordia gets up a last-second shot here. And Lawrence with a layup and one of her own. Lawrence has 12 on the afternoon and a chance now to bring it to 13. And it's a 12-point game with 11 seconds left to go. That's all she wrote. And we'll let Victoria Lawrence
have a shot here to
putting up her point total just a little bit. Concordia is going to empty the bench, and so is McGill.
They brought in their reserves, Sadie Waugh and Jaden Somerville, and Lamour back on the floor as well.
And Lawrence with a shot here. And now it's an 11-point game. Concordia would have to score a point per second if they were going to tie this game here. It's all but over. 8 seconds to go. And Sadie Roy. If there's one thing you could say about this Concordia women's basketball team is they play until the final whistle. We've seen this team call timeouts with 0.5 seconds left, down 30. It does not matter. They will call a timeout and run the play that they want to run, whether it's on defense or on offense. They will play until there's no basketball left to play, and you have to respect that. Here's Serena Cheetah. Can't get a hand on it. Cheetah couldn't get a shot off, and that's all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us here this afternoon. If you'd like to join us for the men's game in about 30 minutes, we'll be here as well for that one. 62-51 is the score in favor of McGill. Concordia 1-1 to start the new year in RSAQ play. It's been a pleasure being here with you this afternoon. Blake Saraga here with you on the call, joined by Samuel Kyle, joined by Oliver Richmond on production this afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us here, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see you next week on January 24th, 2 p.m. against Laval for more Concordia women's basketball.